Good evening. Our news summary for this Tuesday, the 3rd of March. The Commission of Inquiry into the Assumption Island Hotel project resumed hearing witnesses today. The Chief Executive Officer of the Seychelles Islands Foundation, Dr. Frauke Dogle, and attorney and leader of the opposition in the National Assembly, Bernard Georges, were the two witnesses in front of the Commission today.
The first to appear before Commissioner Judge Matilda Toomey was Dr. Frauke Dogle, who confirmed she was not happy with several aspects, such as the environmental and social impact assessment when the project started.
You weren't happy with the development taking place in terms of the SIA that had been conducted.
We felt that it was not sufficiently covering all aspects.
You were also not happy when the development started and there was no biosecurity officer in place to monitor the development.
Yes, specifically on Assumption, it was extremely important to have the biosecurity setup implemented.
You were also not happy with the fact that the biodiversity assessment was to take place alongside the development.
In terms of the biodiversity assessment, strictly speaking, it should have been part of the ESIA.
Several questions for the second witness, Bernard Georges, focused on a possible conflict of interest, as he was a trustee of the Island Conservation Society, ICS, and chairman of the Seychelles Islands Foundation Board, SIF.
This is the conflicts I'm trying to understand, because we've gone through all the different aspects of how you were involved personally, in terms of ICS, in terms of SIF. And I see all of those positions as being very conflicting.
Well, you do, but I don't, with respect.
Yes, I know. That's why I'm putting it to you. I'm just telling you what I can see. And you're entitled to give me your answer. And I'm taking this on board and it's being on record. But I'm just putting all this to you, Mr. Georges. It doesn't look very conventional.
It is what it is. I cannot undo what has happened. What I can say is that at no point was any conflict the result or the catalyst for any decision that should not have been made.
The Commission is expected to hold more sessions until the 13th of this month.
The National Assembly has approved a budget of 29,050,000 rupees for the Ministry of Industry and Enterprise, representing an increase of 6.32 million rupees compared to the 2025 allocation.
Minister Géralda Desaubin said the increase in the ministry's budget is mainly due to the purchase of a new digital platform to facilitate investment and business registration in the country. Members also approved a budget of 23,055,000 rupees for the Seychelles Enterprise Agency. The minister noted that the allocation will support the agency's operations as well as the implementation of its projects. The Assembly further endorsed a budget of 47,309,000 rupees for the Industrial Estate Authority and 30,145,000 rupees for the Seychelles Bureau of Standards. In separate business this afternoon, the National Assembly also approved the judiciary's budget of 111,589,000 rupees as well as 6,221,000 rupees for the Curatel Office. And the National Assembly also approved a sum of 42,512,000 rupees for the Anti-Corruption Commission.
From communities to classrooms, hearing care for all children is a theme for this year's World Hearing Day, which is celebrated every 3rd of March. To mark this day, the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Health, in collaboration with the World Health Organization, the WHO, organized a hearing test with a group of students from Pointe-la-Rue Primary School. Audiologists from the Ministry of Health conducted the test using a specialized machine. It was during a special ceremony that the Minister of Education and Human Resource Development, David Pierre, officially launched the hearing test initiative in schools. He says a hearing test is essential to identify ear problems and hearing ability early to ensure that a student receives the care needed as soon as possible.
When hearing difficulties go undetected, learners may encounter significant barriers that affect not only their academic performance, but also the social interaction, classroom participation, and emotional well-being. Too often, such challenges are misunderstood as behavioral or learning difficulties, when in fact they stem from an underlying hearing condition. Early identification and timely intervention are therefore essential to ensuring that every child receives the support they need to thrive and that no learner is left behind. We fully support the implementation of school-based screening programs, targeted awareness initiatives, and effective referral systems that ensure timely intervention and appropriate support for our learners. Through this continued partnership, we reaffirm our shared responsibility to safeguard the health and educational success of every child in the Seychelles.
The ambassador of the Sovereign Order of Malta to Seychelles has paid a farewell courtesy call on President Patrick Emini at State House. President Emini thanked Ambassador Alexandra Azais for strengthening bilateral ties and supporting community initiatives, including assistance to vulnerable groups. Ambassador Azais, who first arrived in Seychelles in 1999, described the country as holding a special place in her heart. An accomplished artist, she has also contributed portraits of former presidents, which are displayed at State House. Speaking to the media, Ambassador Azais said that during her years of service, her focus was always on helping those most in need.
My aim has been always to serve the Seychelles, to give a good image of my government, and to fulfill my duties at the best I could. With time, the donations have been always more frequent and more consistent. And the last two, I'm very proud for La Ferme de l'Espoir and Le Village du Président. I'm sure they helped a lot.
Her successor, her son Alessandro Azais, is expected in the country in the coming weeks. And the first special Air Seychelles flight to repatriate passengers whose flights were cancelled over the weekend due to the attack in the Middle East departed this morning. The flight was operated using a smartwings.com aircraft that Air Seychelles has chartered. The passengers on board are travelling to European destinations, including France and Germany. The special flight left Seychelles at around 10 a.m. Air Seychelles has scheduled an additional flight for tonight, as well as 2 more on Thursday. Some visitors said they had tried several alternative airlines to return home, but all available flights were already fully booked. They explained that they have had to cover the cost of additional days of accommodation and have not received any guidance or assistance from their airlines. The passengers are still unsure whether they will receive refunds for their tickets. Let's hear from 2 affected passengers.
We had a flight with Emirates and then they cancelled all the flights. It was a little bit stressy. When we visited Emirates, they couldn't help us. They were really like, we can't do anything. We were expecting at least to give us some advice, to send us some email or something, nothing. They were not possible to be reached online on the chat. We were practically on our own. Where we stayed in the little, it was like some ladies' place, a little bit less stressy because of kindness of your people. We paid extra for the accommodation, also for the plane tickets. Emirates gave us, they rebooked us for the next flight through Dubai, but we were a little bit scared to go, and also the situation is uncertain.
The flight was cancelled, Qatar Airways. We don't have the solution with Qatar, so we try to find a solution by computer to ask to the other company to go back to France, but it was very difficult. And all the flight was busy. We tried to go to the Réunion to Paris, but it's very difficult. The solution was Air Seychelles who contact the hotel that they put a flight today to go back to Paris.
And with this, we end this news summary. Have a very pleasant evening.